So how do we get to that point? She's just dropping you off at your parents' house and it ends with you choking her.
What starts as a routine plea quickly turns serious. A young defendant facing a violent felony charge involving choking, but as the judge begins to question him, it becomes clear this case isn't just about what happened, it's about why it happened.
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 008705, State versus Francisco Fidel de la Rosa. Could I have parties announced?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Brandon Martinez from Delos.
And are you Mr. De La Rosa? Counsel, have you received all discovery and reviewed it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. De La Rosa, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Mr. De La Rosa, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
You're charged with assault, family, household, and impeding breath or circulation. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. De La Rosa, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
By entering this plea, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry into the United States. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes.
Defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
state,
There is an issue, Your Honor, with that. If we can go maybe off record real quick.
yes.
So there was a $1,500 fine that I think Ms. Cruz scratched out because she had asked me if I would agree to have it probated. I said I wouldn't have an objection if it was raised on the record, but I thought that,
Well, it's been scratched out, so for the court, it's not there.
okay. I just wanted to make
Sure.
that aware.
All right, we're back on the record. Is that the plea?
That is, Judge, but if that was inadvertent and maybe not, we didn't come to those, I don't have a problem with 1,500 probated or not addressing it at all, whatever. I don't want to feel like we pushed the state into that if they didn't willingly do that.
It's fine. I would assume Your Honor would more than likely probate it anyway, so.
Yes.
it's-
And so here's the thing about a fine. If I follow your agreement and give you deferred adjudication, if your deferred adjudication is revoked, you're looking at $10,000 fine. Do you understand? All right, did everybody understand that to be the plea?
That is the plea, yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
I have not.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There'll be 100 hours of community service restitution, the BIPP course, a TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state offers into evidence State's Exhibit 1 to all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you, and state, have you had a chance to speak with the complainant? All
We've attempted to, Your Honor.
right, state your big excuse.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding you guilty as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just for follow plea agreement, Judge.
All right. How old are you?
21.
All right, so why are you doing this?
I shouldn't have been. That's really all it took from it. I made a mistake and
No, I mean, that wasn't a mistake. You made choices. So why are you choosing to choke this person?
I made a bad choice, you know.
I mean, but why? What was going on that night? What,
I was just out of anger, out of frustration, and I don't know. I'm a boy. I shouldn't be hitting girls. And
but I mean, anger and frustration about what?
that's the thing. Like between me and this person, every argument that every argument that ever occurred, like was always about something little, about something that shouldn't matter. It's not something I am proud of. I think that me getting away from this person is the best choice made in this relationship because I mean nothing good ever came out of it. It was my first, like, we'll have our first, and I think that I thought too much of it because of that. But I don't know, I regret it, and I really couldn't tell you why. It's something in the brain that I just don't understand. But I do know that it was wrong, and
No, I mean, it's easy to understand that something is wrong. I'm trying to figure out, and your attorney can tell you this, I'm trying to figure out what conditions are appropriate for you. But I don't even understand how you go from you all are parked, and in the stipulation, she says she was dropping you off at your parents' house. And then the next thing you know, you're choking her, and somebody kept getting notifications on their Ring camera, and so they call the police. So how do we get to that point? She's just dropping you off at your parents' house and it ends with you choking her.
she was. I'm pretty sure she was picking me up.
All right, so she's picking you up.
Yeah, so and then I think we were. I don't remember a lot from that night. I was under the influence, like intoxicated alcohol. I was drinking, and I remember that like we were arguing about probably something having to do financially with our apartment, and all I know is like I don't know, she started doing this little thing with like basically poking my head, and then I got annoyed, and then back and forth, and then it just escalated. That's all.
Do you live by yourself?
No, right now I'm living with my mother. At the time I was living with her and her child, which I'm not about.
Do you have any children?
No,
Are you employed?
about to be, but not right now.
Doing what?
I'm gonna be working in a hotel. It's my second job in a hotel. Probably in Austin. With my sister, she's like the general manager, so she offered me. This is the second time she's offered me a job. or helped me get one. And it'll be in like the kitchen. Like I'm a waiter most of the time, so I'll probably be doing something like that.
And how far did you go in school?
To a high school diploma. I graduated.
And what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
It's a big question for me. I have no idea. Like I'm thinking trade, electrical. That's what I've been trying to get into. I went to this job fair a few months ago, and I gotta start. I gotta basically take a test to get myself. How do I say it? Like into the school. Like I gotta take this test, and then I gotta it'll enroll me into the.
And when you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be? And you need to be honest.
Should be clean.
Should be.
Yeah. It was like the last time I drank like a week ago, but like I don't think that it would go that like far. Like if I'm like I heard it was like.
Okay, I can barely understand what
I'm
you're
sorry.
saying.
I know I talk really low. It shouldn't go. I really should be clean in the last 72 hours, maybe even what is it like 120 something hours. So I should be like I haven't done anything.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Absolutely yes.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. 5 years deferred adjudication, regular random UAs, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Juliana Freeman. The BIPP course, 100 hours of community service restitution. The court will deduct those hours if you obtain a certification in some type of trade. There's to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. The BIPP course, TAP evaluation out of custody. With regards to where you're living now, who all lives there besides your mom and you?
It is me and my mom and my 2 sisters.
And how old are your sisters?
One of them is 17, about to turn 18, and then the other one is 24, 25.
All right. There's to be no residing in any household with minors until further notice. And the court is going to ask for the MRT. Probation, is there anything else? Oh, thank you so much. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, sir.
Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Until you realize why you do what you do, you shouldn't be in any relationship with anyone. And the reason why I put the no residing in household with minors, because somebody's going to see you. They're going to say, great catch. They're going to move you in, because with the fighting that you're telling me that you and this complainant were doing, and she has a young child, and that's where y'all are saying that's not good for that child, because then that child is going to learn that's how you settle disputes. You understand?
Right.
So until you've completed the BIPP course, you're not allowed to reside in any household that has minors. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 008203 and 2025 CR 008569, State versus Robert Luis Marino II. Can I have parties announce?
Jim Altazor for Robert Louis Moreno II.
And are you Mr. Marino?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Marino, did you review the application of deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each cause number, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State in each cause number you're proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't put the inflection on the record.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And 2025 CR, I'm sorry, in each cause number, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the cause number ending in 03, you're charged with indecency with a child's sexual contact. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in the prison. And the cause number ending in 69, you're charged with sexual performance by a child less than 14 years employment, directing or promotion. That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. And each cause number, if you have a plea bargain agreement, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering into this plea bargain agreement, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he is currently competent and was legally sane in each cause number?
Yes.
Mr. Marino, in each cause number, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering these pleas, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 13 years in the prison. There's $1,000 fine. The state is opposed to your application of deferred adjudication. The cause numbers will run concurrently. There's Chapter 62 compliance and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions? Then in cause number 2020-25 CR 008203, how do you plea?
No contest.
And in cause number 2025 CR 008569, how do you plea?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers into evidence States Exhibit 1 with attachments in both causes.
No objections, Your Honor.
In each cause number, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presented in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. So the court is finding there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty in each cause number. Why should I follow this plea bargain agreement?
I don't believe that Mr. Moreno has prior history. Could be wrong. It's been a while since I looked at his history, but he does not have anything like anything in his past, including this. As you can see before you, he is in a wheelchair not because he chooses to be, or it's a temporary condition. I have been provided a great deal of information. Of course, he can tell you out of his own mouth what his diagnosis is. He's never going to get up and walk away. He's never going to get any better. It'll only get worse from what you see before you. We thought, after conferring myself, Mr. Wright, Mr. Moreno, extensive with him and his family, and with Ms. Moreno's family. They're somewhat in opposition to our doing this, but they are at the appropriate time the court follows the plea bargain, would like to talk to the court more extensively about his medical condition. There's also quite a bit of documentation that I probably bring before the court with regard to what is his affliction. Like I said, to just summarize, if he can't get his hands on a phone, for example, I don't mean to put it any other way, or if he's not around anybody, and I think it would be pretty easy to not allow him any type of mobility in that area. His mobility is just what you see when wanting to bring someone into the house. That's probably the only other way you could ever have any contact. If he didn't have a phone, he couldn't have any contact. Some of this is over the telephone, the performance part that you're reading. So it's quite a bit of there's quite a bit of favorable things. And of course, I don't mean to get into the probation aspects. I know you're not asking that at this time, but I think that when we get to that point, those kind of things, I think they do kind of blend into what you're asking about. Why should I follow this? In other words, I don't think the bottom line is you're not releasing a sexual predator on the community, either if he gets prison and gets out or if he gets probation. I just don't think, I mean, there's so many ways to restrict him at this point. The family that's here, they don't appear to me to have any kind of drug, alcohol, any other kind of issues. They were surprised at what we talked about. I've had them out in the hall privately before today, talked to them on the phone, talked to them other times in the court. I've been here several times and gone over a lot of this. And their surprise was surprise. And I think that now that they've been alerted, anyone in the family has been alerted this, and this seems to be a fairly functional family, if you will. I've seen a lot worse than this. I can tell you that. I mean, this is a good family. So I think that he's had some urges that probably are not going to occur again. And it was just inappropriate and wrong behavior. But I don't, in the long run, I think that every day that he spends in his chair, and that'll be pretty much for the rest of his life, I can't see anything changing based on what diagnosis is more than any other person that you put in TDC or on probation. Every day it's really double in a sense. I don't know how else to categorize it, but whatever happens to him is his confinement is a sentence.
Your Honor. Sorry, I was gonna.
Thank you, Judge.
Sorry.
Yes.
May I respond? In conferring with my co-counsel, the state is asking the court to follow it. Our complainant has been communicated to regarding this plea and is supportive of it in the circumstances of how the allegations got brought to light, in that the defendant was the person, I think, who brought them to light, were facts that we took into account in making this offer and why we're asking the court to accept it.
All right. So are you asking for a PSI? If you're asking for a PSI, it's going to be about 8 to 12 weeks. If you would want to just recall it and you can present your witnesses or whatever evidence, we can do it sooner.
My witnesses are present only because of the plea, so I could ask them to approach, or we could come back and as a recall. I think that might be better. I don't think that we need to have any type of TAP or mental health evaluations. Mr. Moreno is completely, he's intelligent. He doesn't have any mental issues that I can see, any type of issues that need to be addressed in the form of a probation interview.
All right. If you want to do it now, we can do it now. Or if you want to bring it back next week, we can bring it back next week. However you would wish to it.
Could I have about 10
Sure.
seconds? Option that the court's given us and be recalled, allowing them to more fully prepare for what they'd like to say.
Okay.
Which
Date would you like?
they say any date that you want, Judge. They're totally
Well,
happy.
what is good for you?
I guess Wednesday is fine with me, whatever.
Oh,
that
not
is.
Wednesday. It'll have to, sorry, tell you any day and then I give you,
No.
it's Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday.
Okay, let's try Tuesday. Tuesday, okay.
Okay.
Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Ferguson, if you can recall this for Tuesday, the 28th, please. And PSI's waived. Yeah. You're welcome. All right, thank you, counsel, and thank you for clearing that up.
We have to,
And thank you, state.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1868 State versus Luis Gomez. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Michael Collins, attorney for defendant, present, ready, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Gomez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilty and Revoke Community Supervision? And state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilty and revoke probation with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Luis Gonzalo Gomez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 1868 for the offense of assault, bodily injury, family, or household on May 22nd, 2023 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violation of condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Luis Gonzalo Gomez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
It's true.
Violation of condition number 4. In Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Luis Gonzalo Gomez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January, February, and March 2025 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
It's true, Your Honor.
State will waive the remaining violations, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 4 and 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 4 and 4?
Yes.
Court will find violations 4 and 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor. Both sides will be going open to the court with our recommendations.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
We are requesting revocation, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, affirmative finding of family violence, and sentence the defendant to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
First of all, my client would like to address the court, Your Honor.
All right, if you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Luis Gomez.
All right, you may proceed.
Your Honor, tell the judge, you're Luis, you're here in front of the judge on a motion to revoke probation. You pled true that you did not report for the months of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2024. Can you tell the judge why you did not report during those months?
Well, the reason I didn't was when the MTR was issued, I got in contact with my probation officer, and she informed me of the steps I needed to take to address this situation, and I fell into a bit of a hard time in that time, and I just kind of focused on fixing everything else, and I wasn't aware that I was under the I thought being with MTR that all that was pretty much null, and you know, as reporting and everything, you know, speaking with the probation officer and the steps that she informed me to take. So like, I wasn't aware that I still needed to report during the time that I was that I received the MTR.
And during that time that you were on probation, were you taking care of your young child?
Yes, I was taking care of my 3 boys, and at that time the probation and everything started to interfere with my work, and they I ended up losing my job because of it. Spent some time without a job, uh, and having my boys and no job and trying to find something kind of took heed to everything else. So uh, I did what I needed to do to make sure my kids were safe and that I can move forward and try to fix everything that was breaking down, and then uh, take care of this situation, which is why I turned myself in the beginning of October to finally take care of this.
Are you asking the court to continue on probation
Yes, I would.
and extend your probation?
I would like to ask to have my probation extended. Jail is not a nice place to be. Uh, I'd rather be out where I can take care of my kids and continue to.
Here's my question though. What have you done on probation?
What have I done
Mhm.
on probation?
Yeah, what did you complete?
Again, the whole with the job not being
My question is very simple.
Nothing,
What have you
no.
completed on probation?
did nothing.
So you've done nothing on probation.
No, ma'am.
You didn't report.
No.
So you've done nothing and you want to
I-
be continued.
I didn't report during the time that the MTR was issued, but from
And there's an MTR because you didn't report.
but I'm up until then I reported every month without fail.
You didn't report, and then I'm not considering his not doing the drug testing and testing positive for marijuana. I'm not even going to consider that. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to pretend that this case is not about you, right? Let's just pretend it's just about somebody else and you're sitting and watching. And it's an adult. It's not a child. It's not somebody who's young, 17 or 18-year-old. How old are you?
40, Your Honor.
All right, so let's pretend it's a 40-year-old. And a 40-year-old is placed on probation for what was originally assault family choking that was reduced to a misdemeanor. And they have conditions for probation in order to stay out of jail, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And they come before a judge and they have not done anything. And they've been on probation since 2023. And they have done nothing. Do you really think that person should be continued when they've done nothing? And it's been well over a year.
Well, Your Honor,
I mean, I
I
know
mean,
you
they-
want to be continued,
I mean,
but if
given
it's
the
just somebody that you don't even know, have no contact with whatsoever, do you really think they should be continued? They have done, it's an adult, let's say it's just an adult person, doesn't have to be a male, it can be a female. And they've been on probation since 2023. And here we are, almost into the new year, October 2025. So from 2023 to 2025, they have not completed anything. Do you really think they should be continued? Because did you complete parenting classes?
no, ma'am.
All right. Did you provide proof of employment to anybody?
Yes, ma'am. To the probation officer.
Did you report regularly?
Yes, ma'am.
No, you didn't, because I mean, we're here for your not reporting.
Well, like I said,
Did you complete the BIP class?
no, ma'am.
So basically, I mean, you haven't done anything. And I'm not going to continue you because it's close to 2 years and you have done nothing. And for some reason, you want to be continued, even though you have done nothing. I could understand if, hey, I've been in the hospital, I've been in a coma, I just woke up. Or either I've been in the hospital and I couldn't move around, I couldn't even pick up the phone to call anybody. But that's not your case. Or I've been fighting fires in California, saving lives, I couldn't get back here. But it's just, you haven't done anything and you're saying the jail is a bad place, I agree. Jail is a bad place, prison is a bad place. I don't know anybody who wants to willingly be in prison or be at the Bear County Jail. So I'm not going to continue you. I'm finding 4 and 4 true. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to revoke. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Court is going to sentence you to a year in the Bear County Jail, give you credit for any time served. There's a $4,000 fine. There's to be no contact with Crystal Castaneda. And with regards to your children, who's taking care of them now?
Their mother.
Okay. And there's to be no residing in households with minors. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to do better. And your attorney did the best he could for you with what you gave him to work with, which is you didn't give him anything to work with. Okay? All right, good luck to you.
In the end, the judge revokes probation, finds him guilty, and sentences him to a full year in county jail. The message is clear. Probation is an opportunity, not a free pass. When nothing gets done, consequences follow. The bigger question is, should the court have given him one last chance? If this case stood out to you, share your thoughts below. Like the video and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.
Court is calling 2025 CR 008749 State versus Sylvia Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Jonathan Ross for the defense on behalf of Mr. Apple.
All right. Do you have any objection to this attorney standing in?
No, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I understand that Mr. Ashbaugh has got all the appropriate discovery. He's reviewed it with Ms. Garcia.
All right. Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garcia, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We would, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this yours? The audio came back.
Oh, was it through Zoom or was it in?
They said somebody had turned off the audio.
It was the event.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was, yeah, I apologize.
No problem. That's okay.
Okay,
But thank you for coming down.
of course. Anything else I can help you before I book it out?
No, we're good. We pray.
Yes.
All right. Did you understand you're charged with theft of property, $2,500, less than $2,500 with 2 or more convictions?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
I understand that she's been able to consult with Mr. Ashbaugh and has been able to discuss the case and the facts and circumstances of the case. Your Honor.
All right, do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia,
Yes.
has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied re-entry and naturalization. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 124 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244, and there's a $600 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, is that the plea?
That is the understanding of the defense attorney.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have any such motions?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers State's Exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Yeah.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. All right, proceeding with sentencing. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we just asked that you follow the plea bargain.
All right. Why do you keep stealing?
I was on drugs, ma'am. I had a heroin addict. I was a heroin addict and I've been clean for 8 months.
So that's what the other thefts as well?
Yes, ma'am. And basically, I mean, I was in my addiction for almost 20 years.
Mhm. And who is this Austin Riddick?
It's just he was an acquaintance that I knew from the street.
Mhm.
And we like team up and try to go get our drugs.
Do you have any children?
I do.
And what are their ages?
Oldest is 30, 24, 26, and 21.
All right. And grandchildren?
I do.
And what are their ages?
5, 3, and 1.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. The court will follow your agreement, find you guilty, sentence you to 124 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244. $600 fine, time and money to run concurrently. There's to be no contact with Lowe's or Austin Riddick. There's to be no residing in households with minors and no unsupervised contact with minors. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. At some point, if you continue to pick up theft cases, you're gonna be labeled habitual, and you're looking at 2 to 20 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're released from the jail, if you cannot find a sober support transitional home, if you can't find somebody to help you with your addictions, then you come back here. If I'm still here, I'll pick up the phone and call for a place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, only one or two things going to end up happening. Either you're going to end up back and forth in somebody's jail with you. Either your house is going to get raided, or either somebody's going to have to identify your body. Because the last time you use may be the last time you use. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 011-272. State versus Desiree Castro. All right, and for the state,
It was Megan Galloway, Judge. You'd already taken the plea, so you'd.
Yes.
excuse that.
I can stand in if necessary.
all right, if you just announce for the record and then you can be excused.
Melissa Alvin, Fifth State.
And for the defense?
Luis Martinez may happen.
All right, so we're back for sentencing. Is there anything that needs to be discussed?
Oh, Judge, unfortunately for Ms. Castro, there was a positive UA for both THC and for benzo. For, essentially for Xanax and for THC.
Okay,
So we do need to address that issue, because that's gonna, in either event, there was a joint recommendation for a tap. I think that would have been appropriate regardless.
Okay.
I think the court can tell from the steps that there have been some lifestyle choices that she needs to start adjusting and making her decisions with regard to.
Mhm.
And we hope that her getting on probation is gonna allow her, number one, the structure, and two, the motivation to make those decisions and put herself in a better position.
all right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What are their ages?
She's 6 years old.
And who does she stay with?
She stays with me and also her grandma. We go back and forth, like we share custody basically.
And is Child Protective Services involved?
No,
No, she stays with her grandma during the weekend and me on the weekends.
All right. And are you employed?
No, not currently.
So how
I
do you
was-
support yourself?
I was employed at a vape shop, but we were getting robbed, so they had fired me. But I have a boyfriend who helps me out with groceries and stuff like that I help out with my parents. I'll just tell my mom, hey, this is what I want from the grocery store, and help out with groceries for my daughter. But other than that, I do stay with my stepdad and my mom.
I know that she has expressed concern as far as getting employment lined up that's not in a place like a big shop. Obviously, there's going to be some issues doing that. She's been on GPS monitoring, so that's been an issue as well. But any kind of job counseling, any kind of services in those regards, that's something that she's amenable to and something she's hoping to get.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated high school. I got a diploma. And then I had my daughter the year after I graduated, or 2 years after I graduated, actually.
All right, this is what the court's going to do. There's a $2,000 fine that'll be prorated, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 6 years deferred adjudication, proof of employment within 45 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors or in vape shops, field visits 1 time per month until further notice, 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. And then you can either do the remaining 100 hours or either obtain higher level education or either some sort of certification in trade school. There's to be no contact with Sophia Martinez, Isabel Paquino, Carly Green, Mariana Barnes, the MRT. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. The following will take place in custody. There should be a referral to felony drug court. There should be a TAP evaluation. If not accepted in felony drug court, follow TAP recommendations. And there should be 40 sober meetings in 40 days. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No.
All right, yes,
And I, of course, have to ask, does that mean the court intends to take her into custody today?
yes.
Okay.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, so we can go off the record. If she's honest with felony drug court will probably accept her, and their evaluation will probably be at the latest on Monday or Tuesday. If she's not honest with them, then they won't accept her, and she'll have to wait for the top evaluation in custody and whatever their recommendations are. All right. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 00693 State versus Valerie Marino. Can I have parties announce?
Travis Ketton, Your Honor, for Ms. Moreno, we're ready.
And are you Miss Marino? All right, we're here for sentencing. According to your plea bargaining agreement, there's a restitution of $1,764.08. And this cause number, and also, let me see, just one moment. And also the defendants must pay that amount as well. And when I say I pay that amount, of course, it's only going to be a total of $1,764.08. But if for some reason they're revoked or they don't receive probation and they don't pay that, you'll have to pay it. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, so I have a few questions for you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. Who is Valerie Marino to you?
Me, myself.
Oh, sorry, Amber Marino.
My sister.
Okay. And do you have any children?
I do. I have 4.
And what are their ages?
My 2 oldest are 9. My third is 5, and my baby just turned 5 months.
And do they live with you?
They all.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm currently a stay-at-home mom, but I'm back into school, so I'm going to dental for a dental assistant.
And when are you starting that?
Today, actually, I'm starting night school tonight.
Oh, what time?
At 6 p.m.
So while you're here, who's taking care of the children?
Their dad. Well, their stepdad. So, well, the youngest, because the other 3 are at school. So.
Okay. And so is he the stepfather to the younger child?
The 3 oldest ones, but he's the dad to the youngest one.
Okay. And have you ever had any type of mental health issues in the past?
No.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issues? Any drug use in the past?
No. I do drink occasionally though. So.
Right. So while you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Those are the rules. All right. This is what the court, any questions? All right. State you may be excused. All right. This is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 3 years. Deferred adjudication. There's $1,000 fine that will be probated. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 45 days, or a full-time enrollment in school. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no contact with the following address: there's to be a remaining balance of restitution of $1,264.08.
Judge, I don't mean to interrupt you. She actually brought $600 to show good faith to the court. So I wanted to be sure that.
Thank you.
Correct number there. Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's to be $1,164.08. There is to be a payment today of $600. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the court will deem the community service satisfied. There's to be no contact with Richard Serta, and that's with a C. And probation, that's who the restitution is to go to. And you're jointly and severally liable for $1,164.08 with the co-defendants and cause numbers 2025 CR 006931 and 2025 CR 006934. And there's to be field visits one time per month for 6 months. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And I'm sorry, one more thing. Who is Roman Daniel Villarreal to you?
Brother-in-law? That's my sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Good luck to you. And
Thank you,
we can
Judge.
go off the record in this court.
Thank you.
Communication is key.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, that's okay. Communication is key. If you have an issue, you need to let probation know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court,
Okay, that's fine.
but don't disappear, okay?
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 010660 State versus Jorge Antonio Zuniga. Can I have parties announced?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
Ron Rossford.
And are you Mr. Zuniga? Counsel, have you received all discovery that you review with your client?
I have Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Zuniga, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, we are not, Your Honor. We're proceeding on count 1 only, and we'll waive count 2.
Any objection?
No objection.
Mr. Zuniga, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
In count 1, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense? Mr. Zuniga, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promise you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? If you're not a U.S. citizen, by entering this plea, you will be deported, denied naturalization, and re-entry. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 1. Punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There are no applications. There's a $1,500 fine. State is taking in consideration 2025 CR 010488. Restitution, if any. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Carlos Lujan. Did you understand that as your plea? You need to speak up. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
I believe there was also an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, Your Honor.
Yes, and also an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Is that the plea?
That is the plea, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing that, you're waiving your right to appeal. The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such
Oh,
motions?
no, ma'am.
Then to count one, how do you plea?
No conflict.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state orders into evidence, states exhibit 1 with all attachments.
No objection.
All right, and state, have you had a chance to speak with the complainant?
We have, he's present in the courtroom and like to give victim impact statement when we're finished here, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, state. You may be excused.
Thank you.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. At reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Ask you to follow the order.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrently. Take in consideration 2025 CR 01048. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no contact with Carlos Maciel Lujan. Off the record for a moment. Yeah, I'm not gonna do an affirmative finding of family violence.
Sure about that.
Yeah, I asked you that.
All right, the court is, as previously stated, the court is sentencing you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrently. Taking consideration 2025 CR 01048. There's to be no contact with Carlos Maciel Lujan. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And who is this girlfriend you were concerned about?
She was a girlfriend of mine that I was back and forth.
What's her name?
Veronica Hernandez.
Veronica Hernandez?
Hernandez, yeah, but she's not in.
Wait, what's the last name?
Hernandez.
Hernandez?
We were all friends at the time. I didn't know about this until that day that she told me that.
All right, there's to be no contact with Veronica Hernandez. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because it's a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. If somebody cheats on you, you only have one or two options. Either you forgive them and continue on with the relationship, or either you call it a day. You don't go after the person who supposedly they're cheating with.
It was a stupid mistake on my behalf. I had changed my life around.
No, it was a silly choice, but that's you.
Yes. And can I apologize to a man? Yes, he said.
No, he doesn't want your apology.
Okay,
And the reason why I say that, I'm not trying to be,
that's fine.
the reason why I say that is because the deputies don't want you speaking to them. And it's a little bit too late for apologies. Yeah.
Yeah, I already made the wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
So,
you.
but I will tell you this, he's gonna give a victim impact statement, so he wants to speak to you. All right? So you're not allowed to say anything, okay? All right? All right, so just stand over there, please.
In the end, the judge follows the plea and sentences him to 8 years in prison, along with a fine, a deadly weapon finding, and strict no-contact orders. The court's message is direct. You don't answer betrayal with violence. The bigger question is, was this punishment fair, or was there any room left for mercy? If this case caught your attention, share your thoughts below, like the video, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.